May we all bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer. Chairman Roosevelt, you're still praying? So you should have turned on your camera so we can see you praying. See, there you go, you finish, huh? All right. Roll call.
Senator Aridas, Senator Christian,
Kansas City.
Senator Fikir,
I think there will be a riot in Kansas City.
Senator Colan,
Yes.
Floor Leader Arbor,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Balik,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Hey,
Senator Rusmal,
hey,
Senator Willie,
yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes,
Mr. Speaker, 12 members present.
we do have a quorum to transact business this morning. Next item.
Item number 4, reading of the journal.
Okay, Floor Leader Harbor.
Thank you, Speaker, and good morning to you, all honorable members, staff, as well as those who are observing our session this morning. Again, I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Again,
Moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item.
Item number 5, presidential communications. We are in receipt of one, which is number 22-198.
Well, there you have it, your supplemental. Sign that, Deferred. Next item.
Item number 7, member communications, none.
Well, item 6. Okay,
I'm sorry, item number 6, FSM Supreme Court, none, Mr. Speaker.
okay, continue.
Item number 7, members communication, none. Item number 8, departmental communications, none. Item number 9, agency or governmental authority communications, none. Item number 10, state communications, none. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications, none. Item 12, municipal or town communications, none. Item number 13, foreign government communications, none. And item 14, miscellaneous communication, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. We are now on our order of the day. Item 15, standing committee reports. Do we have any?
For item 15, standing committee reports, we have none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item, the special committee reports. Do we have any special committee reports?
Item 16, special committee reports, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, next item.
Item number 17, assignment of measures and communications. Please refer to referral sheet number 22-55.
Right, Chairman and members of the committees, review that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item number 18, unfinished business. We have one, which is congressional resolution number 22-97 that was moved and adopted seconded yesterday and deferred to today's calendar.
Okay, Chairman, Rosenbaum.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of the resolution.
Second,
Second.
Moved and seconded that the Congress adopt resolution number 22-97. Sorry, Chief Clerk, can you read the title?
Congressional Resolution number 22-97 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Jeffrey S. Arnold to serve as a board member of the Board of Regents of the College of Micronesia FSM, representing the state of Chuuk.
Okay, there you have it. Discussion on the resolution. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. This is a nomination. So we need at least 10 affirmative votes for it to be adopted or for the person to be confirmed, and we will vote by a secret ballot. Short recess. Welcome back. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. All 12 members voted for the
For that reason, resolution number 22-97 is adopted by Congress, and the nominee, Mr. Arnold, is confirmed as a member of the Board of Regents of the CON. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Next, unfinished business.
no more unfinished business, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, that being the case, next item is bill calendar, first bill.
Under item 19, the bill calendar, we have Congressional Bill number 22-146 for second and final reading. CP number 22-146 is a bill for an act to amend Chapter 13 of Title 55 of the Code of the Federal States of Micronesia, annotated as amended by adding a new section 1303 for the purpose of requiring any proposal to attach a name or symbol to government property for honorary purposes to be approved by a resolution of Congress and for other purposes.
Florida-
Motion to pass on second and final reading on the said bill.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 22-146. Discussion.
Speaker,
Discussion.
Speaker.
Yes, discussion. Chairman Perman.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I do have a floor amendment to the said bill 22-146. I believe copy has been made and distributed among members. I so move for its adoption.
Okay,
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt the offer for amendment to CP 22-146. Short recess. Congress is back in session. We are still discussing the offer for amendment. Vice Chairman Christian,
Mr. Speaker, I move that item number 3 on the floor amendment to Congress Bill 22-146 offered by Senator Perman be deleted
Second.
in its entirety.
it has been moved and
Item
seconded
number 3.
that the offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian be adopted. Okay. Short recess. Congress is back in session. As a matter of order, point of order, I will allow floor leader make a motion.
Yeah, I move to suspend the irrelevant rule that may impede our action on the amendment offered by Senator Honorable Christians, particularly the rule that prohibit substantive amendment on the second and final reading.
Can I second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. So the relevant rules are suspended. So there is that offered oral amendment to the proposed for amendment by Vice Chairman Christian. Any discussion on the offered oral amendment? Any discussion? Question has been called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian, say aye.
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 Hey.
Carried. The offered oral amendments to the proposed for amendment is adopted. We will continue discussing the offered for amendment to CP 22-146 as orally
Mr.
amended.
Speaker,
Okay.
Mr. Speaker.
Chairman Christian,
Mr. Speaker, I move to amend item 2 of the amendment offered by Senator Perman earlier and as distributed, so that in item 2, the last sentence where it says during the official's lifetime period, cross out the word lifetime and insert the following in lieu thereof. Tenure in office, period. So that it would read, no name of a government official shall be used for honorary purpose on government property during the official's tenure in office.
Second.
it has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian be adopted. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're discussing the offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian. Any further discussion?
Question.
Questions?
Speaker,
I will allow Chairman Ursumal and then floor leader.
Speaker, just question relating to the proposed amendment. Is it any government property? What happened if Takaylap Elementary School, when I return from work, they say, "Oh, we'll name our school after you."
Can you reserve your question to the next, when we discuss the bill in general? Right now, we're on that offered oral amendment, very specific to the officials' lifetime or tenure in office. And so
But not the government property part.
we can come back to that when discussing the bill in general. 'Cause we're on that, I mean, to the amendment in general, but we're now on that specific
So-
lifetime or tenure in office.
Speaker,
Yes, floor leader?
so if Senator Christian's amendment is adopted, meaning the word tenure in office will be there, would that mean that the sitting president cannot be named on any property of the government?
Any, while he's in office, yes, you cannot name. Yeah,
It's
while
now,
he's in office, yeah,
huh?
yes. Short recess. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the
Question.
oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian. If there is no further question, debate on that, let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian to the proposed floor amendment as amended, as orally amended once, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendment by Vice Chairman Christian is adopted. We're now discussing the offered floor amendment as orally amended twice. Chairman Ursumal, now you can ask your question. Or
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's two things. Number one, and more important, is the on the second oral amendment. What I raised was, and I think we've discussed it intensively, is the idea that this may prohibit a community from naming a community center or dispensary or school after a son or a daughter of that community. I don't know if Lam was referring to that state property, but what he's talking here is about national, and I don't see the national here. That's why I raised the issue, Mr. Speaker. Thank
okay,
you.
thank you for the question. I think we need to go into recess, short recess. Okay. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the offer for amendment by.
Question.
Question. Second.
Okay. Question that's been called for. If there's no objection, debate is closed. We will vote on the offer for amendment. Those in favor of the offer for amendment to CP 22-146 as orally amended twice, offered by Chairman Perman, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. The offer for amendment is adopted by Congress. We now have CD1. Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Now we're discussing the CD1. Any further discussion on CD1?
Question.
Question has been called for. There's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of delegations, and Chairman Romulo will cast a vote for true.
Representing the state of Chuk, Chairman Romulo.
Hey, Mike.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Hey, Mike.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wally.
Yes.
State of
Yes.
Yap, Chairman Rusumal. Mr. Speaker, all four states voted for the said bill on second and final reading.
For that reason, CB number 22-146 CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
We have no more bill under the bill calendar, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. Any other bill, Chief Clerk?
We have no more bill under the bill calendar.
Okay, if there's no objection, we will now go down to the next item, resolution calendar. First resolution, we have any?
We have no resolution under the resolution
Speaker,
calendar.
Okay, Chairman Berman. have the
thank
floor.
you, Speaker. I would like to do a motion to withdraw the following resolutions. Resolution number 22-62, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 98, 99, and 100. I so move to place it under our resolution calendar for today.
Again,
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that those resolutions number 62, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 98, 99, and 100 be withdrawn from committees and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Those resolutions are now withdrawn from committees and placed on the resolution calendar for action. Short recess. the resolution calendar. First resolution. Deferred.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution number 22-62 for adoption. CR number 22-62 is a resolution to approve and endorse the Overseas Development Assistance OTA national-wide priorities of the Federated States of Micronesia.
Okay, Chairman, Vice Chairman Panik.
Thank you, Speaker. Move for the adoption of the said resolution as 22-62. Move.
Okay, any second?
Second,
It's been
and
moved-
Mr. Speaker,
It's been moved and seconded that the Congress adopt resolution number 22-62. Discussion, Vice Chairman Christian.
yeah, it says to approve the overseas assistance of, what are those assistance that we're approving under this resolution?
I guess the assistance is part of the name of the program, OTA. But what we are approving is the nationwide priorities. That's it comes to OTA nationwide priorities of the FSN. So those are listed in the next whereas clause. 6 of them. And I think those are important because we are continually seeking assistance from under those priorities. So having this, I guess, will show our donor partners that these are indeed our priorities as approved by Congress.
Good.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Vice Chairman Christian, you still have.
no, I would like to see that a list of those priorities that this resolution aims to get approval from Congress is included, at
Well,
least in a listing.
The listing has 6 general, well, and at least I think some specific, like we have diagnostic facility, we have vocational school, VET, of this. So those are the kind of the vocational education and training system. I guess those are kind of specific things, but when it comes down to like water security system for the FSN, that of course we don't know, but we know it has to do with all these water projects that are ongoing. Same with the Pave the Nation initiative that is ongoing. We have how much money did President say? 70 million or so. That's already been secured to continue the Pave the Nation initiative. And of course, the next last two are renewable energy and climate change. So those are the kind of projects that we're prioritizing in this ODA priorities or programs. Okay. Chairman Roosevelt.
Thank you, Speaker. I've sent a committee report on the resolution. I'm having a problem with it because I, like Vice Chairman Christian, would like to see some projects included in the prioritized general description of projects. And I'm wondering how is this going to improve things? It seems to be same as what we've been doing.
Yes, I guess my understanding from the committee to wait on the president when they submitted this, it was in the report that these are the 6 areas of priorities we're seeking projects under. I guess they're using this. They want this approved by Congress so they can show the donors that indeed these are the priorities we're working with. As to the specific projects themselves, I don't know, because I think that comes from the states. The states submit to the OTA, the president, and they then forward them to the appropriate donors. So that's my understanding of the process.
Speaker,
I will,
Yes,
you
yeah.
still have anything, Ursimo, before I?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I recall, was thinking of doing a oversight hearing on some of the issues involved in this resolution. But absent action of your Committee on Education and Congress, some of these things are already rolling with the stones. So I said, well, if they can do it on their own, why do we need to even interject hearing here and there? And like WICHI, for example, like membership in the South Pacific USP, for another example. Committee on Education had met on these issues and discussed it and put on hold for some reasons. But then now they seem to be coming out of the hold and rolling down the other side of the mountain. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand. So what do you,
Yeah.
comment?
Well, Speaker,
Okay,
you know,
Chairman Perman,
yeah,
Katie,
thank you, Speaker. Two things we can do here. One, we can pass it, and then while they're working on it, we can call an oversight and see the outcome of what they've started. Second, not to prolong our session because this is the last day and there's a lot of grant. If that's the case that some members wanted to have more information on it, then let's just delay to the next session and have their hearings first before the project will even start. But my personal opinion, we should act on this and then we still have the power of oversight. Bring them on, bring them in and says, okay, if you started this project and what's going on? I mean, what have you done so far? So I don't know, either we can keep on talking about what we want and that, but it's only two things we can do here. Either defer action on the said grants or approve them and then bring them in for oversight.
Speaker.
short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Any further discussion on the resolution?
Mr. Speaker,
None? Who's that? Vice Speaker Moses, you have the floor.
yeah, this is CR number 22-62 that we're,
Yes, we're
yeah,
discussing.
on the item number 1. I believe we have some constitutional issues with that. Because my understanding is the Constitution is clear that post-secondary education is not part of the FSM's responsibilities
National government.
in terms of operations. And I believe what the Constitution allows is for the national government to oversee the College of Micronesia, FSM, which already has a vocational program. So isn't there any constitutional issue with the item number 1 if it's going to be a secondary or post-secondary school?
Short recess. And we'll vote on it. It's up to us. Okay. Congress is back in session. We're still discussing the resolution number 62. Any further discussion?
Question.
Question has been called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution 22-62, say aye.
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 Those nay. Motion carried. Resolution 22-62 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution 22-92 for adoption. CR number 22-92 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of $1 million from the government of the United States through the American Rescue Plan Act Supplemental ETA Award for statewide planning grant, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Chairman,
So move for its adoption.
Second,
okay, it's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-92. Okay, discussion. Any discussion on the resolution?
Question, Mr. Speaker.
Question has been, okay, Chairman,
No, not that question.
Chairman Ursumal.
Just a short question on why are these resolutions under introduction of bills and resolutions?
No, they're under our
resolution.
code
calendar.
resist, code resist. It should be noted that all those resolutions listed under introduction of bills and resolutions should be listed under item 20 resolution calendar. So that being corrected and straightened out, Chief Clerk, you will make the corrections later on. And next resolution, discussion on 22-92.
Question.
Question has been called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution 22-92, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution 22-92 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution number 22-93 for adoption. CR number 22-93 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Ms. Yuko Nakasone to serve as a member of the National Oceanic Resource Management Authority, NORMA Board of Directors representing Pohnpei State.
Chairman Panik, Vice Chairman Panik.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Move for the adoption of the state resolution.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-93. Discussion. Any discussion? Short recess. First is back in session. We're discussing resolution number 22-93. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by secret ballot, this being a nomination, and at least 10 affirmative votes are required for adoption of the resolution. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Chief Clerk, announce the result.
We have 9 affirmative vote and 2 against.
Short recess. How many members? Congress is back in session. For that reason, the resolution is not adopted. The nomination of Ms. Yuko Nakasone is not she's not confirmed.
Speaker,
Short recess. Is back in session.
Speaker.
Chairman Perman,
Yes, thank you, Speaker. I humbly ask that we reconsider CR number 22-93. I so move.
Second.
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 moved and seconded that Congress, that we reconsider our action on resolution number 22-93. That's not subject to debate. Same number of votes required for passage of the motion for reconsideration. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Announce the result.
Mr. Speaker, we have 9 affirmative vote and 2 against.
For that reason, the motion to reconsider is not adopted. So next resolution.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution number 22-94 for adoption. CR number 22-94 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of 1,867,266 from the government of the United States through the U.S. Economic Administration under the U.S. Department of Commerce for the State Tourism Grant under the American Rescue Plan Act, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Vice Chairman Panik.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Move for the adoption of the said resolution.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-94. Okay, discussion on the resolution. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We'll vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 22-94, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution number 22-94 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution, Deferred.
Point of privilege, Speaker.
State your point.
Yeah, I simply want to ask, who's the other gentleman with the Panapay delegation? I thought Ned is sick today.
Or you don't recognize your colleague, Romulo?
No, with the Panapay delegation.
Yes, that's
Oh, he-
Romulo.
Oh, he's there?
Yeah, well, it's your colleague. He's joining us from Peligip.
Okay.
Next resolution, Deferred.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution number 22-95 for adoption. CR number 22-95 is a resolution to approve and accept a 24,130 grant from the World Meteorological Organization to provide support for the FSM National Weather Service, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Vice Chairman Panik.
Move for the adoption of resolution 22-95.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-95. Okay, discussion. Well, it's a small amount, 24,000. But any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Okay, let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 22-95, say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. Resolution 22-95 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution 22-96 for adoption. CR number 22-96 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Ms. Arlene S. Chukin to serve as a member of the MICARE Board of Directors representing the state of Yap.
Okay, Chairman Berman.
Move to adopt the said resolution.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-96. Discussion.
Speaker.
Florida Harbor.
Yeah, just for my own information. Is this the lady that used to work as executive director for MyCare or different one?
Same one.
Same one? Oh,
Same one. Okay, any other discussion? If none, there's no
Speaker.
objection.
Speaker,
Yes, who's that?
Dion.
Oh, sorry, German, Romanov. Kind
Yeah.
of, go ahead.
Just, for also information purposes, was she willingly resigned from being the administrator or has anything to do with
Okay, Chairman Perman, did she voluntarily resign willingly or?
Her contract was up.
Okay, her contract was up and obviously it wasn't renewed. Okay, any further discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. It is a nomination. We will vote by secret ballot. At least 10 affirmative votes are required for confirmation or adoption of the resolution. Okay, short recess. Chief Clerk. Congress is back in session. Announce the result. Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have 7 affirmative vote and 4 against.
For that reason, the nomination, the resolution is not adopted. The nomination of Ms. Trugan, she's not confirmed. Okay, next resolution.
Speaker. Are we gonna reconsider this resolution or are we gonna?
Well, it's up to members. You didn't, I'm waiting for you. It's up to you.
Are we in recess?
We're not in recess. We're in.
Speaker, I wanna say it on record.
Okay, short recess. You want to do a reconsideration? next resolution.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution 22-98 for adoption. CR number 22-98 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant from the government of Japan in the amount of 700 million Japanese yen to promote economic and social development efforts in the FSM, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Okay, Vice Chairman Malik.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Move for the adoption of the said resolution.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-98. Discussion, short recess. What is 700 million yen? Chairman Usman? Conference is back in session. Okay, make the motion to defer to the end of the calendar.
Speaker, I
So-
move that resolution be deferred to the end of the resolution calendar.
Second.
Second,
And seconded that resolution number 22-98 be deferred to the end of the bill, the resolution calendar. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. Said resolution is deferred at the end of the resolution calendar. So next resolution, deferred.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution number 22-99 for adoption. CR number 22-99 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant from the government of Japan in the amount of 400 million Japanese yen to assist in the implementation of the project entitled Enhancing the Capacities of Fisheries and Maritime Institute in the FSM, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Chairman Roosevelt.
So move for the passage, for the adoption of the said resolution.
Good.
Again.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-99. Okay, discussion on this? Is it the same as the, this one is specific, it's more specific, it's 4-hour FMI in the app. Okay, any discussion on it? Any discussion? None? There's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of resolution number 22-99, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Resolution 22-99 is adopted by Congress. Next resolution. Mr. Clerk.
The next resolution under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution 22-100 for adoption. CR number 22-100 is a resolution to confirm the nomination of Mr. Nakama-sana to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees of the FSM Trust Fund of the Federated States of Micronesia, representing the state of Chuuk.
Okay, Chairman Figure.
Move for the adoption of the resolution.
Okay, second. Has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-100.
Speaker,
Discussion? Yes, for leader
Sure.
discussion.
I move to defer the resolution to May session.
To the next session, you mean next session of Congress?
Well, I don't know. We'll have a special, but I like to move it all the way to May for regular session.
Okay, any second?
second,
It's been moved and seconded that resolution number 22-100 be deferred to the May regular session of Congress. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Resolution.
well, if we have a special session, we can always move it back, yeah.
Resolution number 22-100 is deferred to the next regular session in May. Those in favor of that motion say aye. Opposed,
Aye.
nay. Motion carried. Resolution 22-100 is deferred to the
Speaker, point of privilege.
state your point.
Who, floor or myself?
Go ahead, Chairman Berman.
Okay, thank you very much. While we're waiting for Chairman Urusumal to get more information on the grant, I rise on a point of privilege to actually information to let members know on the vaccination rate of our 5 years to 11 years old and the 12 to 17 years old. So I just want members to be informed on what's the percentages as of today. Based on the census of 2010, they're working on the new one. So hopefully, I don't believe I can give it to members during this session because today is the last day. But when I receive it, I'll make sure that I'll ask our chief clerk to email it to everybody. But just for your information for now, the eligibility for the for every state from 12 years old to 17 years old, the for Kushai is the 818, Yap 1,506, Pohnpei 5,000, Chuk 8,386. Partially vaccinated out of that 800 is 672. Fully vaccinated is 590. So that's about 70%, 72% as for Kushai. For Yap, this is 12 to 17 years old. For Yap, 1,500 is 824, partially, fully vaccinated 500. So the total is around 45%. Fully vaccinated is 36%, partially vaccinated is 54%. For Pohnpei, 5,000 eligibility, 700 partially vaccinated, fully vaccinated 4 only out of that 5,000 from 12 to 17. So yes, it doesn't look good. Fully vaccinated is 0.1%. For Chuk, 8,300, partially is 1,200 vaccinated, fully vaccinated is 119. So again, it's a low percentage. I don't think we can open our borders yet. For 5 years over, 5 years to 11, for Kushai, eligibility is 750. Partially is 300, and fully vaccinated is 63. For Yap, 1,700. Partially vaccinated is 489, and fully vaccinated is 103. For Pohnpei, 5,990. Partially vaccinated is 1,021, and fully vaccinated 0. Chuk, 8,194. Partially vaccinated 1,119. Fully vaccinated 118. So a total of FSM 15,000 that is eligible, 2,900 partially vaccinated, and 284 fully vaccinated, and that's from 5 years old to 11. So, Mr. Speaker, this is what I just received, and I'm sharing it to all members that our vaccination is at the state level. Then it's not doing well. So I believe that our decision for our border should be closed until we're up to at least 90%. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Berman, for that update on our vaccination efforts for 5 years old up to 17 years old. That's not a good report. So short recess. Conference second session, next resolution. Deferred.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next resolution is under the resolution calendar is Congressional Resolution 22-98 for adoption. CR number 22-98 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant from the government of Japan in the amount of 700 million Japanese yen to promote economic and social development efforts in the FSM, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Okay, Chairman, Vice
Mr.
Chairman.
Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian.
I move that we defer the resolution to the next session of Congress.
Second,
Has been moved and seconded that resolution number 22-98 be deferred to the next session of Congress. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Said resolution is deferred to the next session of Congress. Next resolution, deferred.
Sure.
We have no more resolution, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Chairman Orsimo.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to withdraw a resolution to request the Speaker to reimburse Chairman Usman for the minutes he used from his cell phone.
Second.
Okay, consider it done. Consider it done. Okay. Thank you. Okay. If there is no further business under the resolution calendar, the next item is item 21, introduction of bills and resolutions. If you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Item 22, miscellaneous business. Do we have any miscellaneous business?
Speaker,
Coordinator?
thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I may not be out of order, I move that all the journals of our session from day one until this 20th day will be compiled and be reviewed by insiders with the assistance of the appropriate staff. And I also want to take this opportunity to express on behalf of our leadership our sincere gratitude to our staff for all the hard work that they have put into our session, which has made it so successful. And I again would like to ask if we happen to have another session very soon, they will still carry on this kind of good attitude and good attention and hard work to our future session. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of the reviewed and approval of the journals by the presiders.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the presiding officers shall compile, review, and approve the journals from day one to this last day of our regular session. Those in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Nay. Motion carried. So be it. Okay. Any other miscellaneous business?
Speaker.
Chairman Berman.
Yes, thank you, Speaker. Just also to inform members regarding the Guam quarantine. The Secretary of Health called me up and informed me that the what's happening with the quarantine, because the hotel that we're using for quarantine, it's for the entire FSM. A different floor for Chuk, a different floor for Kushay, Yap, and of course Pohnpei. So because of Pohnpei issue with the infected cases, they're monitoring that, concentrating on that, and see where the loophole is, and that's the reason why they're waiting for it. Because if the test number 3 was done yesterday around 4 p.m. and it will take 24 hours for them to come up with the result. If there is, according to Secretary, if there's a case pops up within the quarantine, the third one, they're gonna have to rethink about the other flight coming to Kusai and Chuk. Because if Pohnpei, there's how it's getting into the quarantine for those who are coming to Pohnpei, it's gonna maybe same as the ones for Chuk, Yap, or Kusai. So there's, according to Secretary Marcus Samo says, the result for today will give him an idea of what's to take, what step to take next. So I was hoping that they can come up with it by our session today, but it's 24 hours, so maybe around 4 o'clock when they receive the test result for the third, for the Pohnpei passengers. So hopefully that if it's clear, then I think Pohnpei's flight as of tomorrow is on, and the rest for Kusai and Chuk are on too, according to Secretary Samu. But if there's an infection, then there will be a delay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much for that new information, Chairman Berman. I guess that's why I was saying maybe in light of all this, the vaccination, and in light of all these ongoing issues in our quarantine processes, I think we should rethink our idea of not having session until May. We should start looking at calling one immediately if it needs be. Okay, so let's leave that. Let's keep our mind. Let's be open-minded on that. Okay. Yes, Floor Leader.
Yeah. Say something about what Chairman Berman has just talked about. Personally, I really disagree with what Secretary or the National Task Force has been doing, because I don't really see any reason why the passengers from Chuk, Yap, and Kosai should delay their flight because of the passengers from Pohnpei getting tested positive. I thought that they're having different flight dates. So why keep our other citizens when the citizens from Pohnpei are infected?
Yeah, well, I guess the reason being, one, they are in the proximity of each other. They're staying in the same hotel, if I'm not mistaken. So that in itself raises the risk.
But you think their flight, they get tested?
Yeah, well, they will be tested. So that's the thing. We don't know like they've gone through two and there were, positive cases. So we don't know whether there were contacts somewhere. So, but let's leave that to our professionals. They will go through
because
that.
People from Chuk are really complaining. They're really suffering. They're, deep breaths, and they don't know why they're kept there like prisoners.
Okay. Well, Speaker,
Comes with the territory. That's what quarantine is all about. It's not it's not a vacation or anything. It's quarantine. It's what they call.
So, Speaker, sorry, I
Let's not take our risk for the people's complaint.
Speaker, may I?
Yeah, Chairman Berman.
Yes, just to add on I forgot to mention that I asked the question, what happened to those that are on the list and then somehow you took them out? Who's gonna take care of them and who's gonna help them?
Yeah.
So the response I got from the Secretary of Health is that for those people are on the FSM list task force that they work with and agreed by Pohnpei State, they're taking care of. The one that Pohnpei State or Chuk that is actually on their list without going through the FSM task force, the state will take care of them. And that's what I received from them. And I said, well, okay, so I'm sharing that information.
Well, thank you for that piece of information. I think we need to rethink that position of our national task force. Those are our citizens, period. I mean, I guess all of them will be treated equally by our national government, no matter who selected them. Because I think it's not the National Task Force who put up the money. It's Congress and it's our partners, donor partners. So I think we should make things, resources of this nation available to all of our citizens, no matter how they were put on that list. Okay, so we should be visiting those issues. I think that's why the more reason we need to have a special session. I think it's becoming a bit more urgent. I'm worried about what this next test will bring about in 24 hours. I'm really concerned about that. Anyway, short recess. is back in session. Any other miscellaneous from me? I just have one small thing. That's about the information, updated information on the pandemic and the emergency, especially the data information we just received from Chairman Irvin. I would like to ask members to really look forward to maybe we should call a session as soon as we know what will be the results of those quarantines or repatriation issues. Okay, so thank you for that. And please, I ask that you continue to exercise caution, especially for Floor Leader Harbor, Chairman Ned, and Chairman Cullen while you're out there. We want to make sure that you're, and our staff, of course, Charlotte and Yolanda, Catherine, please make sure you take good care of yourselves. This virus is just getting out of hand. Okay. Any other miscellaneous business? If none, Floor Leader Harbor, make your motion.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Without any objection, I move that our session is now adjourned, sign of die.
Any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the third regular session of the 22nd Congress stand adjourned, sign of die. Those in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The third regular session of the 22nd Congress is now adjourned, sign of die. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Chairman.